This is continuing the story of my life as a Mafia boss and my life in the Mafia and my inevitable rise to boss. As I've said before, violence is a part of Mafia life, and I was a part of that too. But once again, for me, it was more about finance, and so that was where my focus was. And like I said, it took years for me to rise through the ranks from soldier to, you know, various positions. And my Goomba, who was assigned to me at some point in time when it got clear to my superiors that I had some, ambition and showed fortitude. And they called him the big man because he was tall in stature. And some people even called him the fish because he had these big eyes. And even though he was fairly older than me, he was very quick and he protected me, whether it was through advice or even sometimes through action. And one way that I would make a lot of money is because at some point in time, if you have a lot of business, legitimate or otherwise, prying eyes are going to become a part of that as well because they want to know what you're doing and how you're acquiring all of this businesses and money. And so what I would do is I would get together with somebody who may be interested in starting a business, and then I would lend them money, and then they would go to the bank, and the bank would see that they have this amounts of money to get the business started. So then the bank would lend them money based on the money and resources that they had, and then the business would be put in their name, and I would be put on as a solid partner, maybe have a small percentage of the business. But if you do that a number of times, you can have a number of businesses that you're part of, and your name number comes up, and so you can imagine the amounts of money that I was raking in, not to mention the businesses that I had in my own name. And the real estate was something I was interested in. Condominiums. I was one of the people who helped with the Airbnbs. There was, I could see that people like to travel. They wanted to stay somewhere nice. And this was long before they were called Airbnbs. I would lease out the condos. I had condos up and down the East Coast, and that made me a great deal of money as well. So, like I said, I had millions of dollars coming in, and my boss, Mr. Malasdano, he started to speak to me about the direction he wanted the family to go. And then what I didn't know, and I found out later, that Italy, there was the old country, many of the old mafioso there were involved in many of the business dealings here in America. And so that was an issue. Guys in Palermo and Sicily, many of the mafioso there were still tied up in some of the business dealings here. And so many times he would send me there so that I would do his bidding, and the big man would accompany me, and we would sit down with these gentlemen. And obviously I didn't say any more than I was told to say, and I didn't do any more than I was told to do. And then there was a place called the Immobiliare, which was a place run by these nuns, and they made these magnificent oils and the olive oils, and they made these magnificent salamis and various meats and cheeses, and they did it on a small level, breads. And I was so taken by it that I decided I wanted to invest in the Mobiliare, and over the time, we built it into a thriving business. And then the Mobiliare became, and still is to this day, a major force in the food industry. Obviously, it's sold all over the world, but it's sold under different names because obviously, once again, you have to go through a lot to do things like that. But with money comes power, and then comes connections, and then you can import different things and do different things. But I was so smitten with this place, a mobile library, that like I said, I brought it and built it up. I still wanted to keep it just as it was. The nuns and many people in the town worked there, and a lot of the foods and stuff was still handmade. But what I didn't know, I was also being sent to Italy for something else, and something that would change the course of my life as well as the course of the family that I was involved in for years to come.